In the first scene of MobLand, Episode 5, Kevin and Harry are debating Rich's strategy to invite the family to the wake and funeral. Their options are limited, and they are aware that it is a trap. After that, Rusby is brought up. It turns out that Kevin was actually raped while he was in prison, so he does remember him. Kevin remains silent about it, but Harry does let on about his whereabouts. But before they do anything, Conrad calls a council of war in the Cotswolds. Upon reaching their destination, Jan is taken aback by the news that they must attend Tommy's burial. The fact that Bella is also going makes her alter her mind and agree to go, even though she knows it's a trap. During the council meeting, Harry reluctantly concedes that Rich's decision was absolutely brilliant. They are somewhat in a bind regardless of whether they go. According to Kevin, the funeral and wake are more of a power display than anything else. He is so distraught and furious that he wants to shame the Herons, and they would be venturing into enemy territory unprepared. Eddie, in particular, needs to exercise caution and limit his alcohol consumption if they decide to go. We know what he looks like after a few drinks. Furthermore, Harry is planning to sneak in some hardware as a backup in case things go wrong. This is all part of his contingency plan. To cut a long story short, they will definitely accept the invitation. Despite the fact that Maeve and Eddie think Conrad's plan is terrible, he ignores their opinions. But Harry pulls it off by enlisting the help of one of Rich's thugs, who is secretly seeing VR pictures. Pictures are available to Harry thanks to his phone, which he cracked using the number 123 for 56. I love your password. As it happens, Harry is successful in getting the man to conceal the weapons. And as an added bonus, there is cash involved as well. Brendan unexpectedly pays Serafina a visit and extends an invitation to dinner. In an effort to impress her, he also shows her some uncut jewels. He has found a buyer, but he is in need of some funding to finalize the sale. But if they go through with it, Sifina demands 80% of the commission. Despite Brendan's best efforts, he is completely unprepared to bargain. Alice calls Jan and requests to meet up. Among all this, here is where she learns about the funeral, which she then relays to the police. Maeve has begun to drink before the funeral even begins. Eddie asks Harry and Kevin if they can be trusted while they're on the way, try to spark an argument. In any case, the Harrigroans do turn up to this solemn event, but Eddie ruins it by acting all pompous and troublemaker the whole time, attempting to kiss Vaughn on the cheek, and even referring to Richie as Richard. Richie is delivering his speech as Maeve continues to whisper in Conrad's ear about how he is staring through him like a hole in the head. It gets people talking when Conrad instructs her to be quiet in a somewhat too loud whisper. Eddie secretly makes his way upstairs during the wake. In the end, he is at Harry's mercy once he starts going through everything and using cocaine on the side. Back downstairs, Harry finds himself in the middle of the argument with Richie glaring intensely at Conrad. He manages to get Eddie to tone down his aggressive behavior by cursing at him. Maeve, on the other hand, approaches Vaughn and makes more trouble, but Vaughn indirectly deems her unattractive, and Maeve resumes drinking. This is the very same drink that has been poisoned in an effort to subdue her. But just before she blacks out, she nods at Eddie as if to provoke him. He seems ready to fight after colliding with one of the men, but Richie steps in and offers to send one of his men to take Eddie home. Conrad and Richie end up having a private conversation when the whole thing becomes quite uncomfortable. The club owner has squeaked, so Richie knows who killed Tommy. Despite his distaste for a bloodbath, he acknowledges the Harrians' right to be present. Nevertheless, Richie considers Eddie to be fair game the moment he appears anywhere, which is the sole stipulation that could save a catastrophic conflict. Maeve is not in a forgiving mood, but we don't see if Conrad accepts the arrangement. Upon awakening from her drugged sleep, she secretly plans something and calls Paul. Everything appears to be going according to plan until Vaughn gets in her car and heads out to the stores that morning. Unfortunately, the car bursts into a massive blaze just as she closes the door, instantly killing her. Thanks for watching.